I've fallen down like stairs and like tripped over my own feet from being on my phone. I think everyone has.
A few times on my bike, texting, looking down, and then looked up and there's a lamppost there.
I do know a friend who was texting and got hit by a car because she was walking across the road. I mean, thankfully she was okay, but, you know, she could not have been. But yeah, I can see how, you know, it can be a big distraction.
No, I've sort of walked into a sort of wall rather embarrassingly, and I know quite a lot of people do it quite often.
I was texting and I didn't see one of those bike racks where you tie up your bikes, and I duly fell straight into it. Much to the amusement of passers-by.
Well, Laura Safe can empathise with all of those experiences when she came a cropper in Birmingham. Laura, good morning.
Good morning.
What were you doing?
Well, I was walking down the steps from the mailbox in Birmingham, and if you walk down these steps and you go about 3 steps, then you end up into the canal because there's no barrier across there. So I'm walking along, been up since 4 because I work on the news for Capital Breakfast in Birmingham. Was a little bit tired, texting my boyfriend, wasn't looking where I was going. I thought ice on the canal was pavement because it just was sort of looked dark in the corner of my eye.
So you walked onto it?
Yeah, I basically walked along. A man sort of shouted in slow motion, "Stop!" I looked up at him. It was too late by that point. Tried to get my balance. Ended up slipping into the canal, not before I'd saved my handbag, my mobile phone, and tried to save myself. I sort of balanced myself up. This man came running over, Baywatch style, grabbed my hands, pulled me up, and I did that.
And saved your life?
Yeah, saved my life, yeah, the hero. And I sort of got up, and you know, you do that thing when you do something really embarrassing and you kind of brush yourself off and you go, right, hopefully no one saw, I've got really sodden legs, but I'm just going to carry on with my day. And anyway, I turned round, the whole of Pizza Express at the mailbox were there. They'd all run out, everyone having their lunch. So I was there like, absolutely fine, don't worry, fine. The top half's dry, all fine. They sort of dragged me in, put me in the disabled toilet, gave me a cup of tea and a towel. I had to phone my boss, Mel, to get her to bring me some leggings, and so she came over, I was just sat there.
And you decided then, so it's extraordinary enough to have that sort of accident, and then you decided to tell the world on the radio.
Well, I told my friend, I live with Katie, who presents Capital Breakfast with Dan and Katie in Birmingham.
We wouldn't know about that programme because it's on at the wrong time of day for us, but carry on.
But I told her when I got home, because she sort of wondered why I had a Pizza Express bag filled with wet clothes. And I said, well, this is really embarrassing, but I fell in the canal, Katie. Anyway, I'm going to go and have a shower, have a cup of tea. And
then she mentioned it.
Yeah, well, she said to me, I said to her, please don't tell anyone, I'm really embarrassed. Next day, they mentioned it on air. We had a bit of a laugh, because I thought, to be honest, after it happened, I wasn't hurt. It was quite funny.
You're safe with us because you're only telling about 2 million people right now. So
and the thing is, I think the reason that it has, you know, touched a nerve is because it's that sort of idea that there but for the grace of God. We've had lots of people getting in touch to say, you know, what's happened to there. But Steve on Twitter says, I once walked into the side of a police van when texting, much to the hilarity of the uniformed occupants. But lots of people complaining about this sort of behaviour, as I'm sure you'll also sympathise. Chris on Facebook, the worst one is if it's raining, people holding an umbrella, sending a text, listening to an iPod, completely oblivious to the world around them. Is liking a picture of a cute cat on Facebook worth being hit by a bus? I mean, why is it worth texting someone? Oh, you see, we're now seeing evidence of the kind of distractions that texting can bring. Why is a text worth having such an accident?
I don't know. To be honest, that's never happened to me. I'm not a ditzy person. I'm quite a bright person. I just was tired, been up since 4, walking down these steps. There's no barrier at the bottom. And
that's because people are supposed to use their eyes.
Have you learned your lesson?
I have learnt my lesson. So I'm a lot more cautious.
When you text, you stop.
Yes. I don't text anymore. I'm too scared.